Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the top 5 decks I think we're going to see at Worlds. I think these are the decks that are going to be the most prevalent. These are the decks that are just going to dominate the format. Now, I could be wrong. Could be some rogue deck come out of nowhere and completely stomp everyone, but I think this is the way it's going to work. I believe these are going to be the top decks. I'm kind of going to go over them in that kind of order from top to bottom. And first off, we have Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX. Pikarom GX. Now I believe this right here is pretty much the best deck in the format right now. It has a lot of consistency with electromagnetic radar, Cherish Ball that some of the other decks don't have. Also, you've now got the Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX. Does 80 damage unless it became active this turn, and then it does 80 more damage plus paralyzes your opponent. So 160 damage plus paralysis is a very good attack. Of course, it has the standard Zeraora GX, Tapu Koko Prism Star, Dedenne GX, all those kind of things to help give it a little bit more consistency. But, you know, we're mainly going to be focused around Pikachu and Zekrom, doing a full blitz for 150 damage, adding some Electro Powers in there for that boosted 30 damage. Right now, this is the only deck, the only deck with a lot of damage boosting to it, or it's a lightning deck anyway. I guess if you're playing lightning, you've got damage modifiers, but right now this is the biggest deck, and it has damage modifiers to it with Electro Power. Reshiram and Charizard does a lot of damage, but it doesn't have any way to boost that damage up over 240 unless you're playing Shrine of Punishment, in which case you're also hurting yourself. But anyway, I think this is going to be top deck. I believe this is going to be number 1. Honestly, I'm expecting this to win Worlds. This is it's just too consistent and too fast. But moving on to number 2, we have Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX. This deck right here is also a powerhouse of a deck. 270 HP, does 230 damage for 4 energies, which is no problem getting it on there with a Welder or the Volcanions. If you go second, you get to use Flare Strike, not Flare Strike, what's that called? Flare Starter. You get to attach 3 fire energy from your deck to your Pokemon in any way you want. Also, you got Eevee and Snorlax Tag Team GX. Works real well against evolution Pokemon. I don't really think it's going to see a lot of play, honestly. I think it's going to be mainly Reshizards, but I do believe that this is going to be a good deck also. This deck I do believe could also win Worlds, but honestly, if it's a Pikarom Reshizard matchup, I believe Pikarom has just a little bit of an edge. Double Blaze GX, if you have 6 energies on it, does 300 damage, so it can get those one-hit knockouts, but it is extremely difficult, and you don't have damage boosters like you do with Pikarom. So that's why I'm having it slightly unfavorable to Pikarom versus, you know, being just about the same. They're really good decks. They're both good powerhouses. The bigger advantage it has 270 HP instead of just 240. So moving on to number 3, we have Ultra Necrozma. Now this deck right here, as you can see, I don't have all the deck lists lined out here, but this deck right here I believe is going to make a resurgence with post-rotation in Worlds. And the reason for it, this card right here is one of the only GXs, normal GXs, that can one-shot a tag team. So basically, you just stack him up with energies and just slam. I mean, you know, there's no, you know, you just, for every psychic energy you discard, and the way you get them on with Malamar, for every psychic energy you discard, you do 80 more damage, and if you can just get enough on there, you can take a knockout. Plus, you get Beast Energy for an extra 30 damage, and you get Beast Rings to attach those energies if you have if your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. Really good deck. You only lose 2 prizes versus losing 3 prizes. Play it with Malamar. You could also, you know, there's just a lot of potential with this deck. Moving on to number 4, we have Blacephalon GX. Now this one actually is probably more favored than Malamar, Ultra Necrozma, but the way I have it set up in here, it's kind of a toss-up because they both do pretty much the same thing. But Cephalon GX is another one of those Pokemon that can get knockouts on Tag Team GXs while only giving up 2 prizes. It does 50 more damage for each fire energy you discard from your field, and you play that with Naganadels, allowing you to flood the field with energies. Use B-String, so when they take 3 prizes, 2 or 3 prizes, you can just hit them for everything they've got. Super consistent with Mysterious Treasure for your Naganadels and Cherish Balls for your GX Pokemon. One of the reasons the deck is so good right now is because it does play Naganadel, which allows you to use Mysterious Treasure. From my experience, what I've noticed, the best decks for this format are the ones that utilize Search. So right now, all we have is Cherish Ball and a Mysterious Treasure. You can also use Friend Ball, but that's not really a good search ball. But Cherish Ball, Mysterious Treasure, they're both in this deck, so you have super good consistency. Also, you have Ultra Space, which allows you to search your deck for an Ultra Beast. So you have a lot of search in this, be able to search out all your Pokemon, everything you need, and then you of course play your Mysterious Treasure. Not Mysterious Treasure, I'm sorry, B-Strings, and you're able to spam a lot of energy out on the field all at once. And then in last place, we have another one-shot deck, and that is Rayquaza GX. This deck does 30 damage for each basic grass and lightning attached to all your Pokemon, and it has its Stormy Winds, which allows you to discard 3 from the top of your deck, and then attach to that Rayquaza one from the discard. Really good deck. It does a lot of damage, able to one-shot those Tag Team GXs. Also play it with Naganadel, so you're getting you have a lot of search between Cherish Ball and Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure can also search out your Rayquazas because it searches out Dragon and Psychic, so it has a lot going for it. The only problem is getting the energies onto Rayquaza after they have been charged up from Naganadel, but with Energy Switch, it's not too bad. There may be a tag team that is able to go into this deck. I'm not really sure. But these are kind of the top 5 decks I have. Rayquaza I expect to see, honestly, on the lower end, but it does have a lot of potential in this format because the format's kind of slowed down. The ball search has kind of gone away, and so it allows this deck to accumulate a little bit of energy before it has to start swinging. But all in all, I do believe Pikarom is going to wind up the winner of Worlds. If not, I believe it'll be one of these 5 decks that I have listed right here. Could be Blacephalon. Blacephalon has pulled out a lot of wins here lately. It just comes out of nowhere and hits for a lot of damage. It only needs like 5 energies on the field, I think, to do enough damage to knock out these big old tag team Pokemon. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. That's kind of my thoughts on what I think will be the best decks going into Worlds, and obviously if they win in Worlds, they'll be the best decks coming out of Worlds. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.